Good afternoon and good morning. We want to welcome all of you to our 2023 LFUCG CSA Farm Share Lunch and Learn. If you are new to the program or new to the Lunch and Learn, we want to welcome you for sure. And for those of you that have participated in the past in the program or the Lunch and Learn, we want to welcome you back. We appreciate your support and participation over the years. As we get started, we want to go over some Zoom housekeeping items. First, we want to remind you that you will be muted during the presentation. If you need to adjust your speaker view, you can do so by going to View Options at the top of your Zoom bar. Rename yourself with your full first and last name and enter the CSA raffle so that you can be entered into the CSA raffle. We will be recording the CSA presentation, so keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, please place those questions in the chat box. Before we go any further, let me introduce myself and my co-host. I am Kasheen Wayne, the Benefits Manager here at LFUCG, and my co-host is Faye Barron. She's our Admin Specialist Senior here in LFUCG and Benefits, and she will be your main contact for the CSA program this year for 2023. I also want to spend a special shout out and thank you to our friends and partners at Organic Association of Kentucky, Brooke, Katie, and Natalie for all of their work they're doing behind the scenes for the technical assistance and chat monitoring. Next, we'll talk about the agenda. So, of course, we started with the welcome and the housekeeping. We'll move right into the intro to the 2023 CSA voucher program. And then at about 12, we'll start with the intro to the partner farms. In the last 15 minutes, we'll do a Q&A session. So as I mentioned, we will have a raffle again this year. We are happy to give away 2 shares for our raffle, size of your choosing, as well as the farm of your choosing. So by joining the Zoom, you will be entered into the drawing, and we will do that drawing at the end of the Zoom meeting, and you will be notified by email if you have won. So be on the lookout for that. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Faye Barron. She's going to continue our Lunch and Learn and talk about the program overview.
Thank you, Kasheen. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us and spending your lunch hour with us to learn about our CSA program. And we'll start with just a little bit of history of the program. This began as a pilot program in 2017 with a partnership between the Kentucky Farm Share Coalition and Ashton Potter Wright, which many of you will remember as the Director of Local Food and Agriculture Development with the Mayor's Office here at LFUCG. She left LFUCG last year to go back to UK, I believe, and that program has now been, as Kasheen mentioned, transferred over to the Benefits Department here in Human Resources. We believe that it is at its core a wonderful health and wellness benefit to our employees, so we are super glad that it is here. We are grateful for all of Ashton's hard work in creating the infrastructure that we can roll with, and as Kasheen mentioned, we are definitely grateful for the continued support of our Oak friends, joined today with Brooke, Natalie, and Katie, sorry. They are present, providing our technical assistance today. So in 2018, the program was officially launched. We were able to offer 150 vouchers with worksite pickup. By 2002, we doubled the number of vouchers and expanded the program to both full and part-time employees. And now in 2023, we are very happy to report that we are adding a $50 value to each of those vouchers for a $250 voucher per share. So as I mentioned, the CSA program is a valuable wellness tool, and thanks to our colleagues at UK, we have access to research that suggests that there are tangible markers to indicate positive outcomes to providing access to this kind of program. Specifically, people who participate in community-supported agriculture tend to go to the doctor less, they spend less on prescription drugs, eat more fruits and vegetables, and just generally feel healthier. And you'll see kind of a startling graphic on your screen right now. On average, only 5.6% of Kentuckians consume the recommended daily amount of vegetables, but Kentucky Farm Share Coalition CSA members, 84% of them tend to consume the daily recommended amount of vegetables. So before I get started, I know that your calendar invite asked you whether or not you have ever attended one of these lunch and learns, but Katie is going to launch a poll to ask you how many of you have participated in any kind of CSA program before.
One moment.
Okay, so we've got about 34% of our attendees. 6.
So Faye, I have those results. Those are the shared.
All right, so 65 yes, 35 no. So that is excellent. All right. So for those of you who aren't familiar, I want to briefly describe the concept of the supported community supported agriculture, or CSA. A CSA farm share is essentially a subscription to a farm's weekly harvest. You enter into an agreement with a farm to receive a weekly delivery of fresh, local, seasonal produce for the duration of the growing season, which here in Kentucky is about 20 to 22 weeks between May and October. Payment for the produce subscriptions is usually required upfront for the entire season, and that provides the farm with a guaranteed working capital for the growing season. As a CSA member, you are buying into the farm and you become a shareholder. That means that you share the inherent risks of farming with the farmer, including dealing with weather and pests and maybe unexpected circumstances, but it also means that you benefit from being the farm's #1 priority when it comes to enjoying the bounty of their weekly harvest. So on your screen, you'll see some photos of some of our partner farms from years past to give you an idea of the variety that you can expect during the change of each season. So now that we know a little more about the CSA and its impact on wellness, we're going to highlight some of the other benefits, which are really important as well. Access to healthy, fresh produce every week means that you will enjoy foods at the peak of freshness and flavor. Farms offer convenient pickup locations that are close to home and close to work. You get to build a community relationship by getting to know your farm and getting to a better understanding of how your food is grown. And participating in a CSA ensures that your food dollars stay in the community and create a real local impact. And best of all, you'll have the opportunity to enjoy some of your favorite seasonal foods and even experiment with some new produce and new recipes. Oh, I've lost my slide. I'm so sorry. So what does this cost? So here we have a basic grid to outline the differences between the share types and the cost both with and without the voucher. Those are broken down by upfront cost and the weekly impact that averages out to. Different farms use different share size names to describe their shares, so we're going to look at some examples so that you can get a good idea of what these sizes look like. So here we have a good graphic of the different size shares that you can expect during the week. A small share, it's sometimes called a mini or a peck, depending on the farm. Those average to 7 to 5 items a week, and it's ideal for 1 to 2 people or somebody that's maybe just trying out a CSA for the first time. The regular share, also called a half bushel, depending on the farm, has about 6 to 9 items. That's ideal for medium-sized households who like to cook several nights a week. And then the extra large share, sometimes called a robust share, is 10 to 14 items and ideal for larger households who might want a higher quantity of items each week for cooking or maybe even preserving. So now that we know what a CSA share is and what those shares might look like, an idea of the cost, we're going to talk about how the program works real quick. Again, we are so excited to offer 240 vouchers this year in the amount of $250 on a first come, first served basis. Susan Straub, the mayor's director of communications, will send out a link to a Survey Monkey application this afternoon to all of LFUCG. The first 240 employees to complete the survey, and again, that is open to full and part-time employees, will be eligible to receive a voucher. And I'll share more specific sign-up process details in just a second. So again, the voucher amount is for the purchase of a vegetable share. Fruit may be available on a limited quantity, but know that your share will primarily contain vegetables. Many of our farms have add-on items like meat, bread, eggs, canned or preserved items that can be purchased and delivered weekly with your share. But you just want to keep in mind that your voucher can only be applied to the vegetable share purchase. If you have multiple LFUCG employees in your household, you may each apply for a voucher, but you must buy separate shares. You would not be able to combine those vouchers into one share. So in addition to a variety of share sizes and vegetable selections, some of our farms offer some level of customization to their weekly standard share. That means you may have an opportunity to modify the items in your share based on what the farm is harvesting that week. Each farm handles that customization a little differently, and they will share more about that when they make their presentations here in just a second. So some quick details about picking up your share. Our farms have a variety of pickup days and locations in and around Lexington. And when you sign up for your share, you will at that point have an opportunity to choose a community pickup location provided by your farm, or you can elect to pick up your share here in the government center lobby. LFUCG shares are delivered on Thursdays between 4 and 5 p.m. typically. And if you know you're not going to be able to pick up your share, most of our farms do allow you to pause your subscription so that you don't miss out on your share while you're out of town. And for government center deliveries, we do ask that you pick up your share by 5:30. If you're unable to collect your share, we will be continuing to partner with Glean Kentucky to pick up all leftover shares at the government center so that that fresh food serves the community and does not go to waste. And if something happens that you're just running a little late, by all means, email me by 5 o'clock and I'll set it aside, and my contact will be further down in the slideshow. So now we'll talk a little bit about the actual process for signing up for a CHA share. Today, you're going to get a chance to hear from our 6 partner farms. Be sure to ask any questions that you might have for them for things that they don't cover during their presentations. Drop those into the chat and we will address them. Again, this afternoon, Susan Straub with the mayor's office will send out a link to the SurveyMonkey applications for the 2023 application program. You will have from today until February 11th, we're giving you a full month to complete the voucher application and sign up for your share. And again, applications are accepted on a first come, first served basis. After you complete your SurveyMonkey application, I will send you a confirmation email back to confirm the receipt of your application and provide you with the $250 voucher code and detailed instructions on how to sign up for your share. Now, please note that the email from me will not come immediately. That is a manual process. I will turn those around as quickly as I can. But SurveyMonkey does timestamp each application, so you can be assured that they will be processed truly in the first come, first serve. So once you have your voucher, you can go to your chosen farm, select your farm size, and pick out your pickup location. And then closer to the start of the season, you will receive communication from the farm about the exact start date for the 2023 CSA season, including the confirmation of your pickup location and more information about opportunities to customize your share. And then all you have to do is sit back and enjoy those shares as they come in every week during the growing season. So again, I will be sending those emails out manually, but we do have some resources on the Lex link for you while you wait for that email. If you go to www.lexingtonky.gov, economic-development/workplace-wellness, we have lots and lots of resources out there for you to compare the farms at a glance and really delve into their individual pages to see what they offer. So without further ado, we are going to get into our partner farm presentations. That's why we're all actually here. We want to hear from our wonderful farms. And we are going to be starting today with Sustainable Harvest Farm.
All right, well, Faye and Kasheen, thank you so much for introducing us all and going through the steps of the program, and also the Kentucky Farm Share folks there. I'm Ford Waterstrap from Sustainable Harvest Farm. I'm located in London, Kentucky. This is going to be our 12th season offering a CSA, all certified organic produce. And I think it's our 4th or 5th year doing the fully customizable CSA. So pretty excited about that. There's a picture of my wonderful family there. I got twin boys that are 9 and the oldest is 12. And then on the far right picture there, you can see some of the guys that work for us. I'm just very, very fortunate with a group of people that come and work for me. It's kind of become just a big extended family that we have a lot of fun, and all the guys and I take great pride in bringing some great produce to you also. Look forward to doing that. You can see in the other pictures just a couple examples of some different shares that we've had over the course of the season. If you wouldn't mind to flip to the next slide there. So as you can kind of see there, our CSA season is 22 weeks. It runs May to October. We have 3 different share sizes, but just the small and the regular listed there. We have quite a few different pickup locations around Lexington, and then also further south if you're actually a little ways out of town. And then, at any time, you can email me or give me a phone call to ask more questions. But I just wanted to go into a few more details about our CSA that weren't listed there. So each week we provide, quite a few days notice of what some of the options are that you can have in your share. And then there's a really nice online software portal where you go in and customize your share each week. And then the day before we deliver it, we go out and get everything harvested and pack it up and deliver it to you the next day. Each week you're able to set preferences, customize your share, put your share on hold if you're going to be out of town on vacation, and you can do all those things in advance as well. We also have 2 different options for how your produce comes. We do a recyclable box and then also just a regular plastic bag. Let's see, and we also do, we try each year, we're trying to incorporate more fruits into the program, but as many of us know, organic fruits in Kentucky is pretty difficult, but we do strawberries and we almost always have watermelon and cantaloupe as well. We do have multiple payment plans available where you can break up the cost of your CSA share over the course of the season. And another thing that I kind of pride ourselves in is that, we not only provide you with great produce, but we also have 100% satisfaction guarantee. We have great customer service. I'm actually the one that answers a lot of the customer service questions and handling, something gets messed up in your share or if you need to schedule a vacation hold. So I spend a lot of time making sure our customers are extremely happy. But not only the fresh produce and the great satisfaction guarantee, we really want to help people incorporate all those fruits, mainly vegetables, into their share as much as possible. So we provide a first timers guide to help them make sure the first CSA season is very successful. We always provide cooking tips and storage tips, and have an online community that kind of helps each other, support each other, come up with good ways to utilize their share. Because, especially if you have a young family, getting those young kids set up eating fruits and vegetables at an early age is just so fundamental. I'm so thankful my parents did that for us when we were young. So we really want to help you all not just get the produce, but also be able to utilize it as well. We do have, we partner with an egg producer and also a local dairyman that has fresh cheese each week that you can have in your share. And then other than that, we are going to try to host a farm event this year, as it's been a while since we were able to do that because of COVID, but hopefully get to make that open for everyone this year. And then I guess the biggest perks of our CSA, I just feel great about the quality of the produce and the freshness and the customization, and then the customer service. And I guess sometimes people want to ask what's the #1 tip for having a good year with your CSA if you're a first time member. And I think just trying to prepare yourself, because as that graphic kind of mentioned, a lot of people, there's only 8.4%, or excuse me, most people don't really eat that many vegetables. And when you start getting fresh vegetables every week, it can be quite an undertaking. So it's a commitment, but I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. So thank you. It's nice to meet you. Please feel free to reach out, email, phone, whatever's best for you. Then also in the chat room, I'll do my best to monitor that today during the presentation. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ford. We appreciate you. Next, we'll have Scott from Rolling Fork that will present to us.
Hello. It's working on that technology there. I'm Scott Gowers. I'm the farmer here at Rolling Fork Organic Farm. And I'd like to thank everyone, Faye and Kasheen, Brooke and Katie and Natalie with Oak. Thanks for putting this on. And to you government center employees, I'd like to thank you as well. I know many of you are first responders and deal with the details of keeping government going. So I appreciate you as well. As I said, we're Rolling Fork Organic Farm. I'm located in Western Boyle County. We are in a Knobs region of Kentucky, and the farm is named for the Rolling Fork River that flows nearby. The farm's been certified organic since 2006. I started working here in 2012 as an hourly employee. I lived in town and drove out, like I said, and was an hourly employee in 2013. I was hired on as the farm manager, and today I'm part owner and farmer here. Each season we host a multi-farm CSA, and I work with about 9 different farms here in Central Kentucky, everyone certified organic, to provide you with your share each week. So your money, your dollar, directly impacts Central Kentucky farm families. So 9 farms benefit, but also roughly about 40 people directly benefit from your investment. Another advantage of having a multi-farm CSA is abundance and variety. I do my best not to be redundant, to provide you with 6 to 10 share items each week. Behind me here is an example of a share. This has 6 items. I'm sitting on a couple winter squash there. So make that 7. Some of the highlights from last season, we had 3 weeks of blueberries last season picked right here on our farm. We always include watermelons, cantaloupes, microgreens, carrots, salad mix, sweet potatoes. I really could go on. I love it all. So you will be getting a lot of variety with your share from us. We just have one share size. It's just a regular share. That is the 6 to 10 items, and it's designed for a family of 2 to 4 to provide most of your produce needs for the week. A lot of information over on our site, on our website, www.rollingforkorganicfarm.com. There it is. Great. I am the contact here. You can reach me by email. Each week, I will send an email out to you as a member, giving you a picture of your share. I'll send some recipes, some storage tips, and maybe even some farm news. We also raise pasture-raised non-GMO pigs here on the farm, and I have a herd of certified organic, grass-fed and finished belted Galloway cattle as well. We do offer a CSA discount, works much like the voucher code, and then we'll arrange delivery with you if you'd like to order some meat as well. Some of the details about the season, right? It's 20 weeks. It costs $600, about $30 a week. Comes to you this year. We're operating from May 25th to October 5th. That's the 20 weeks. And we will have a CSA event as the season draws to a close. We'll invite you out to the farm. There's a Forkland festival that coincides with our farm event. So we look forward to serving you this season and to seeing you in October. Please check out our website, Rolling Fork Organic Farm, and follow us on Instagram. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. We appreciate you as well. Next, we'll have Lazy 8, and Bryce will be talking about Vet Farm.
Thanks, Kasheen, and thanks everybody for joining us. I'm Bryce. I've got Lazy 8 Stock Farm. We're just outside Berea. I grew up in Berea and knew from a young age that I wanted to be a farmer when I grew up. My grandparents had a farm outside town, and I would be out there every minute I could. And I've been doing it a long time now. I started selling at the farmer's market when I was 12, and I've been at it ever since. I won't tell you how old I am, but I've been at it pretty much a whole career at this point. This is my 12th year of offering CSA. It's a certified organic CSA, and we're growing all the produce that comes in our fully customizable share. We got a couple different share sizes, lots of different options for everyone. And one thing that we've kind of learned over the years is that as soon as the weather gets warm in the spring, people are ready for vegetables. You know, if it's the first warm day in May, everybody wants to know when the tomatoes are going to be ripe, and we're going to do everything we can to get those to you as soon as we can. We're excited. We've got about an acre of greenhouses now that we can plant produce in the ground and get some of those hot weather crops to you as quick as we can. We've adjusted our seasons, and this year we've moved everything a little bit earlier in the spring. So our shares are going to start the first week of May, and that main season will go until the end of September. We've got a young family. We know things get so crazy in the fall, so we're trying to adjust the schedule a little bit, just knowing how it is for us. So we're going to end at the end of September, and then fall shares will start after that. But that main season will be right up until the first frost, pretty much. We're also really excited this year to partner with some of our farmer friends and our neighbor farms. We'll be offering add-ons to our main vegetable share. So the Berea College Farm, we're going to be partnering with them and selling some of their meat as, you know, extra purchase options for you. So you can get pork, beef, chicken, all that stuff each week as you see fit. If you need some breakfast sausage, you can order that from us. And also from Sunwatch Homestead in Danville, Tyler Green, another good friend of ours, will be carrying all of his meat products too. So in addition to our vegetable CSA share, you can buy and extra meat that we'll deliver with your vegetable share. So we're really excited about those two big changes this season. I think one big member tip for new CSA members, continuing CSA members, about how to have a successful CSA membership is try to cook without a recipe. That's really helped us. Is to, you know, our lives are crazy and we're busy and running in and out and learning kind of like some standard things. We pretty much eat the same thing every week. You know, it's a standard recipe, and we make it easy, and we roast vegetables. Buy yourself a cookie sheet, a gallon of olive oil, and a big container of salt, and roast some veggies. You can throw them in the fridge after you eat your meal and take them to lunch the next day, and find a good salad dressing, because you can make a salad out of anything. Those are two good tips to make it easy. Make sure you use all your vegetables, and have a great CSA season with us. So we would really appreciate your support this year. You know, that $250 voucher is it's gonna be huge on a small share. I mean, that's an incredible deal. And if you're eating any vegetables at all, that a medium and a large share are going to be wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you, Bryce. We appreciate you. Next, we're going to have Megan from Homegrown. Welcome, Megan.
Hey, hi guys. So like Kashina said, my name is Megan Sharp. I am the face behind all of the emails that are going to be coming from Homegrown this season. I'm the person behind the phone calls too. So however you choose to communicate with us, you're typically going to be funneled to me. Super excited for this year. So this is our 4th CSA season. This is our 2nd year partnering up with LFUCG, and just talking about this $250 voucher, guys, this is huge potatoes. So get excited about these voucher amounts. This is a huge assistance for you guys that are looking for affordable local produce. And so that is our key foundation with Homegrown, is that we want to make sure that the community that we live in and the surrounding communities have access to affordable local food. With that, we do offer payment plans for our subscriptions. So with Handpicked, you're able to do a weekly payment, you're able to do a monthly payment, or you can pay for the full season up front. We do start a little bit later than most of the farms that are doing a lot of the hot house produce. So we will start the first week of June, and that flows through the middle of October. So you'll get a lot of those fall yummy vegetables packed in your boxes towards the end of the season. We are located in Georgetown. So we have 2 pickup options at the farm in Georgetown. We've got 2 pickup locations in Lexington. So we've got one at the Fayette Mall and then one in Hamburg. And then of course we will be delivering to LFUCG as well. Our delivery route has not been set yet. So we try to keep that open until there'll be a cutoff date as we get closer to the start of the season. But if you're able to rally 10 of your neighbors or 10 of your coworkers, then we put you on our delivery list for free. So that's not an additional charge for any of our subscribers. Also, I am pretty proud to say that we were able to keep our pricing the same as last season. So if you used us last season, that's great. If you're looking for a new farm to partner with, our pricing did not go up this year. So we know that this has been a hardship for a lot of the people in the community. It's been a hardship for a lot of the farmers as well, with expenses going up on seeds, on fertilizers, on everything that we use day to day on the farm. And so I think that that's an important part to share with you guys, is that it's important enough to make sure that these stay affordable for you. And LFUCG is helping us with that by increasing that voucher. So even more affordable than last year. It's great. We talked a little bit about the payment options. For our shares, we've got 3 different share sizes. So we've got our, what we call a peck, we've got a half bushel, and then we've got a bushel. So small, medium, large. Those are kind of broken down a little bit more on our website as far as what size family those will serve. But each share is going to have the same vegetables in it. So we try to put usually 5 to 7 different varieties of produce in your box. And pending your box size depends on how many of those varieties of produce you get. So every box, if we have watermelon that week, every box is going to have watermelon. It's just our large box will have 2 watermelons. So you're not missing out on anything pending the size box that you get. Let me think, what else am I missing? We are a partner farm, so not 100% of the produce is going to be coming from Homegrown. We do partner with 2 to 3 other farmers throughout the season, specifically for some of the fruits. So we do offer strawberries, we've got blueberries, the melons will be coming from our farm. So we've got canary, watermelon, cantaloupe, all of those will be grown at Homegrown. But just to shout out, you're impacting more than just one farm family with our CSA share. We do semi-customizable boxes. So Felicia, just reaching out to your question. So the week before the box, you guys will get an email. I send out weekly emails. With that semi-customization, you're able to swap out, there's a list. So I'll say, here's what's in the box. You've got 7 different varieties of produce. From that, this is what you can get extra of, and you can take anything out. So it'll be 3 to 4 options that you can then substitute for whatever it is that you're not wanting. But we do request that it's just typically 1 substitution, pending dietary restrictions. We try and be accommodating to most of our requests. So substitutions we do allow. We are revamping our website. So this will probably be the last year that our website looks the way that it does. We're trying to kind of incorporate more of a blog. I'm a huge cook. So whenever I'll do an unboxing at the beginning of the week to show everybody what's in the box. And then I cook side by side with you throughout the week. We'll go over new recipes. I'll post those on our social media. A lot of times families will add me into group messages if there's a large group of people that are subscribing to the box, and we bounce ideas off each other. So I know some of the farmers previously had talked about recipes and being adventurous and trying new things, and we really push that for the people that are coming to the farm and pick up. I feel like I spend the entire hour talking to people about recipes and what to do and how I did it, and kid approved recipes, because I've got 2 young ones that you guys will see at the farm, and that's a super important piece of our farm as well. We do have an egg edition, so you can add eggs on from a local farm out of Cynthiana. So you can get eggs as needed, or you can do a weekly subscription for eggs, and those will come every week with your box. But again, super excited, guys. We've got, if it can be grown in Kentucky, it's going to be grown on the farm. We've got about 50 varieties of produce that are being grown this season. We're super, super excited. And so if you're still looking for a farm, reach out with any questions.
Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Next, we have Chelsea talking to us about High Five Farm.
Hey everyone, my name is Chelsea, she, her, and I run High Five Farm with my husband, Alex. We're a 2-person team growing vegetables and herbs on 2 leased acres in Woodford County. We started growing vegetables in 2020, so we're entering our 4th season as a CSA farm, but also a farmer's market farm. We grow probably like 40 to 60 varieties of crops. Yeah, like a lot of other farms are saying, anything that we can grow in Kentucky, we do grow on this farm. And that's the kind of things that you'll see in your CSA. Our CSA program is a 20-week program. It starts in early May and ends early October. Once you sign up, you'll hear the final start date about 2 weeks before the CSA starts. And the schedule of our CSA is a bit different. We have 10 weeks on and like Act 1 or whatever. Then we're going to take a 2-week break during July, and then we resume 10 weeks after that. So when you sign up for our CSA, you are signing up for the full 20 weeks, but it's a 22-week length of time. What do you get in our CSA? Basically everything that is the freshest from the farm is what you're going to have in your bag. You're going to get 6 to 8 items every week. It's non-customizable, but we do try and consider like what an average American family might want in their kitchen. So lots of salad things, lots of quick and easy cooking vegetables, and we will guide you through the process with a cookbook that our CSA members get, with all sorts of recipes that are, I guess, like they're customized per each share. So every week you'll get a recipe booklet for the share for that week. And our friend Toby made this for us, and so we're super grateful for that. Other things that you get are like updates from the farm via email. We want to tell you, we want like our CSA members to know us and feel like they're part of our community, and we want to know you too. So we share a lot of like, farm updates and gossip and stuff like that in our newsletter. You will also get a 25% discount at any farmers market that we're at. So we're at the Franklin County Farmers Market on Saturdays and the Lexington Farmers Market on Sundays, and any CSA member gets a 25% discount the whole entire year at any market, if you choose to pick up there or shop there. And you also get invited to our on-farm events. We'll have an end of the season potluck, and we do some farm tours and stuff like that. So that's kind of what it means to be a CSA member at High Five Farm. You can pick up in Lexington on Sundays at the Southland Drive Farmers Market. And And you could also pick up in Frankfurt on Saturday morning at the farmers market there. I'm not sure if it's relevant to this group, but we do also have some locations in Louisville, in Germantown, and also the Breeze Wine Bar. I don't really remember where that is. And there's also an on-farm pickup at in Versailles. So lots of options for where to pick up. We do have we have a sliding scale CSA, which means that you pay what is most appropriate for your family. However, with the voucher participants, we're looking at the higher end of the scale. But if you participate in our program, you are, participating in a sliding scale, which means that folks on a lower income rate can still participate. So that is a great thing. Let's see. I think that's kind of all I've got for you. You can always email me or Instagram message me and sign up for our CSA on the website. So thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea. We appreciate it. And last but certainly not least, we have Mac from Elmwood.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing this, people taking time to be here today. Elmwood, this is our 20th CSA year. We've been certified organic since 2000. We say we're militant about organics. You can eat in peace. Everything we do, we follow regenerative farming practices. So as being a member of Elmwood CSA, you're actually contributing to the health of the planet versus pulling away from the planet by buying, commercial beef and that kind of a thing. So we do have fully customizable shares. In fact, when you log in and you order your share, it generates a pick list. The next day, the crew goes out and picks it. Then it's delivered to you that day. So the second day. So it is as fresh as anything that can be. Our lettuces and things last quite a while in your refrigerator. So feel free to upgrade. If you say, oh, that spinach was awesome, order an extra bag. You have a unique account with us, and we sort of track that through. So you can order extra if you have family coming in. If you're traveling and you're not going to be here, you can pause your share and those dollars roll over into your account. So you have an account with us. Carrie mans the phones and the emails, so she'll take care of you with the best customer service around. When you are an Elmwood member, we have a members only guide that is meals, storage tips and cooking tips and whatnot. We also have a Facebook group that's for members only that does a lot of sharing recipes and helping each other work up their share. Then obviously we're on Instagram. We do a weekly newsletter. We try to have a little longer story, if you will. Something current events in the news about food or about farming and organic farming and all that type of stuff. So we take a deeper dive into educating our customers. We don't consider it a marketing tool. One unique feature is we have all of our add-ons are all homegrown. So we have our own chicken flock. Eggs are legendary. You also have we do a surprise meat share, which means you log into, you have a meat account outside of your vegetable account. We'll surprise you each week from our organic pastured pork, our grass-fed choice, now prime beef, then laying hens, and we have turkey. So you can add that. We'll just send it right along with your share in a little insulated bag. It's a really seamless, it's the easiest and best way to get some of the best meats in the world. You can choose your own meat. It's a separate share. If you want to choose your meat specifically, like you're not into pork, you can go in and log in each week and specifically choose what kind of meat item you would like. And a couple years ago, we started a flour share, and that's becoming more popular every year. So just welcome. We have drop-off spots. You pick the day of the week and the location around Lexington. Obviously, we come to the government center, but home deliveries obviously got very popular when COVID came to town. So we're glad to do home delivery for an add-on fee. It just calculates your zip code and calculates how much that would be. So like I say, we've been doing this for 20 years. We'd love to get you out here on a tour. We do tours about once a month. They're free to CSA members. To take a deeper look, closer look at how we do and what we do and why we do to produce the awesome foods that you'll get in your CSA share. So if you have any questions, just email or contact the farm, and Carrie or Ann or one of us will be glad to answer your questions, and look forward to you being a member.
All right, thank you everyone for those presentations. That was a wealth of information, and I'm so grateful for your time and information. So my contact information here for additional questions about the program itself. Again, I'm Faye Barron. You can reach me in the office or at my email here at lexingtonky.gov. So now we are going to look at our chat questions. Kasheen, if you wouldn't mind helping me out with some of the questions here.
Faye, I can share a few questions.
excellent. Thank you.
This is Brooke. There was a question about wanting to know which farms allow for CSA shares to be customized or allow for some substitute in some way. I think people were just like wanting a short list. And so maybe farms, if you all allow for customization, maybe you can just drop it in the chat. You can define your customization. I know we did it verbally just now, but if you just drop in the chat that how you allow for customization, if you do, that would be helpful for folks.
Excellent. Thank you.
And Faye, another question we had was just about the pickup. I think just reminding folks the day of the week that it's going to be. I know we have the formal time, but just informally, since you've been a member before, letting folks know that it's kind of a range of times that day for firms that drop off, but just reminding folks about the pickup day time. And then I think we wanted a little reminder just about their shares, you know, what to do with their share.
Sure. For shares that are delivered here at the government center, typically those are delivered between 4 and 5. You can get a better idea closer to the start of the season. Sometimes they come here as early as 3 o'clock, depending on where we fall in the delivery route of each farm. But again, if you do have your share dropped off here at the government center, we do ask that you pick it up by 5:30 so that we can clear that lobby area. And again, if you're going to be out of town, most of our farms do allow you to suspend your account for that week, or if you're going to be just a few minutes late, by all means, email me here at the office by 5 and I'll set that aside for you. Otherwise, Glean will come by and pick up those leftover shares so they do not go to waste.
And I want to jump in here and add that this year we will not have Mr. House, who has been so gracious to help us over the years in sending out text reminders and email reminders for you to pick up your shares. We will not be doing that this year, so it will be your responsibility to remember, whether you set calendar reminders or text reminders or anything like that. But there will not be any additional reminders sent out this year from Faye, myself, or Mr. House.
And just on the same thread before we've got a lot of questions, the chat's very active right now. Someone had a question about shares getting delivered to the Phoenix building. So while we're on this topic, just wanted to see if that was happening this year or not.
No, it's just here at 200 East Main.
I believe that question came up sometime during the season last year, and that is not a location that we've added or even talked to the farms about. So continuing this year, we'll just do the government center, and maybe we'll look into talking to the farms about the Phoenix building for future deliveries.
Okay, we've got a question of how we can get a list of all the farms' information and prices. When Susan Straub sends out her notification this afternoon that the application has been opened up to participants, there will be a link to our LexLink page that you can look at for a matrix of all the farms side by side, and then individual links to each of the farms so that you can really dig into their individual details.
There was a farm about what day the Whole Foods pickup is gonna be for Lexington.
I think a handful of farms delivered the Whole Foods at Fritz Farm, but I would just encourage folks to take a look at those farms and ask them directly if you want to go to their sites. If they had Whole Foods listed, it might be on a different day of the week.
Perfect, thank you.
Looks like most of the Whole Food deliveries are on Thursdays. And Katie, do you see any other questions out there that we haven't addressed with the presentations?
I think we have most of the chat covered. We're so grateful for all the questions that came through. We could always spend a few minutes. I don't know, Faye, if I could ask you a few like CSA member questions, just for folks, since we had 30% on the call that were new to CSA. Just you kind of covered the share sizes, but just maybe your top tips. A lot of farms do offer multiple sizes. If they don't, like that's, you've got your size choice, but when thinking about the CSA share, how would you kind of steer friends? How would you talk to a friend about what CSA share size to get?
Sure. Well, I'm a two-person family, so we have always gotten the small or the mini share. It was plenty for the two of us. Depending on what was being harvested that week, everyone knows that there are weeks with lots of zucchini and maybe lots of lettuces. You have to get creative and maybe even freeze those items or can those items. Even having the small share, there's sometimes an opportunity to do that, to save it for later so that nothing goes to waste. Something that people might want to think about here in human resources in particular, we had employees that shared a share. So they both went in equally on the share amount, applied one voucher to it, and then split the share every week. And the two of our employees here were able to do that with a small share, and of course with a larger share, it would be even more to take home every week. But it's a great way to try new things and maybe mitigate the cost even a little more, even with the $250 voucher this year.
Absolutely. And I know some farms shared some CSA member tips. If anyone wants to jump in, Partner Farms, thanks for the tips you shared. But just while we have everybody, before we wrap it up, it's always great to hear your input.
A huge tip for us is to sign up for the text reminders and check your email often, because if anything is changing at the farm, as soon as we know it, we try and send it out to let you know that maybe there's a change that week, or if we're running behind coming to your location, or if you're a home delivery, we're going to be a little late or a little early. We try and let you guys know kind of step by step and walk with us what's going on throughout the season. So email and text messaging, whichever you prefer, and then join on the social medias. Try and see what the farms are doing right now when it's not in season. So check out what they're doing, what's important to them, get to know your farmers.
Megan, that's absolutely fantastic. And I just want to, I think that's perfect. And Faye and Kishine, correct me if I'm wrong, but just when you sign up, you can use your work email, but encourage you to use multiple emails, maybe multiple phone numbers, something that you're going to check that's not going to go to your spam. Make sure it's flagged. So Megan, thank you so much for that reminder. It's critical. And Faye and Kishine, I'll let you hop in if you have.
No, I agree. If the farm offers text reminders, email reminders, definitely take advantage of those. I know every week I got an email from the farms. I don't participate, or I didn't last year, but I will this year. But just letting me know what was in the CSA shares, and I was a little jealous. I was like, oh, I should have got a share. So definitely take advantage of it. It looks like it's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to participate this year.
I think Faye and Kashim, we might be in close to the wrap-up mode. If you just want to remind folks what they should expect about the vouchers launching and maybe a quick recap of the process, we can.
Sure. This afternoon, Susan Straub, with the Director of Communications in the Mayor's Office, she's going to send out an email to all of LFUCG. That's going to have the link to the SurveyMonkey application. Those, the first 240 participants that email that application, or that fill out that application, will get an email from me with their voucher code. And then you can go to your selected farm to pick out your share for the year. And then if you want to, this webinar will be, or the Zoom meeting will be on LexLink later today. So you can go back and look at any of the farmer interviews to kind of, in case you missed something or want to revisit.
I think that's it. If you all have any questions, please reach out to Faye or myself. We'll be happy to answer those questions for you and try to help you get on track to having veggies and fruits for the summertime. So we're excited about the new season, and we thank Katie and Natalie and Brooke and all of our partner farms for doing this and partnering with us here at LFUCG. We appreciate you all. We're looking forward to a new and exciting CSA season. So thank you everyone for joining us. And again, if you have questions, please reach out to Faye or myself, and we will talk to you all soon.